We interrupt this program for a special advertising break.
Having an ambrosia allergy is challenging, especially for the 500,000 diagnosed in Romania, one of Europe's lost countries, where ambrosia is spreading uncontrollably. From August 15th to October 15th, it's an allergy nightmare, severely impacting quality of life. Vola, Romania's leading online travel agency, known for its refined travel search engine, found a solution. Fly them away from their problem. Introducing Ambrosia Flyaway, the first data tool to raise awareness about this kind of allergy, while offering a real-time solution. People are encouraged to travel to ambrosia-free destinations, exactly when this kind of pollen's going wild in Bucharest. How did we do it? We developed from scratch an innovative algorithm using weather data such as wind speed and direction, temperature, and precipitation, as well as ambrosia hotspots, in order to generate a 2-week forecast for pollen intensity at any point on the map of Bucharest. Moreover, using a pollen API, it offered the top 5 ambrosia-free European destinations to escape the sneezes. And there you go. The campaign took off just like a jet plane. Right away, influencers who struggle with this allergy already hopped on board, engaging their communities. Even more, Vola geo-targeted people in social media, showing the real-time ambrosia intensity in each big neighborhood in Bucharest. No wonder people were itching to get away from ambrosia. Our campaign excelled, with a remarkable organic reach of almost 1 million. That's a whopping 626% higher than Vola's average. Engagement levels increased significantly. On top of that, Vola saw a huge sales boost, with a 52% increase in the destinations we promoted in the campaign. We totally exceeded our expectations thanks to the magic of data. And as our campaign and the ambrosia season ended, the Romanian president introduced a new ragweed law. Landowners now have 15 days to eliminate the plant upon authorities' warning. Let's hope they stick to it, or we'll see you next year, when people can fly away from ambrosia with Vola. Again.
And now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Indeed, back to our regular scheduled program. I did promise you that we would intersperse today with real-world examples of adverts, and that one you have just seen was one of the winners from the IAB Europe Mix Awards, which celebrates and showcases the most creative campaigns of the year. And I think they deserve an extra bonus for managing to get the itching to get away pun in there. It really made me feel like I wanted to jump on a plane. So we are going to come back to our policy discussion and our looking ahead at creativeness, and we're going to start with our first case study of the day. We're going to look at the ways in which European startups innovate and grow through creative digital ads. And joining us to talk about that, we have Teresa Solman, Digital Media Team Leader at Allegro, and Martyna Dziubek, who is Head of Marketing and MPD at Yope. Ladies, grab the stage. We're all going to be waiting for your insightful conversation.
Hello, everyone. It's
Hi.
a great pleasure to be able to speak in the front of you today. I am Teresa Solman, and I work in Allegro. And actually, I also came from the city, from Poznań, where Allegro was established over 25 years ago. Last December, we had our 25th anniversary of our company on the market. And each year we are growing. Each year we are changing. And it led us to the place where every third Pole and every second Polish company actively buys on Allegro. And actually 2 years ago, we had the opportunity to expand also internationally. We started from the Czech Republic and Slovak market, and as well Hungarian, and a few more in the future. we, as Allegro, like the responsible marketplace on the Polish market, we are trying to pay attention to the most important aspects when it comes to the sustainability as well. That's why each year we create an ESG report. This report is from 2023, as we are still waiting for the newest reports from the last year. But these reports aims to achieve 14 environmental, social, and governance goals that align with our values. We are focusing on the initiatives around the people, around the planet, and around the prosperity. Actually, in our report, you can find a few goals which we would like to achieve. It's like, for example, 5% of adjusted gender gap each year. Then it's to produce and to send on always 100% of our packages to be sent in a sustainable packaging by the year 2028. We would like to as well decrease the amount of the CO2 emission in our own operations by 38%. And as well, what's I think really important in the digital area, we aim to train over 90% of our employees in the cybersecurity, which is highly important in our branch. But a few words more about our marketing activities. Allegro is shaping actually the retail media environment, allowing both big corporations and also small Polish local businesses to present, to be visible on our website. And we focus a lot to bring to us as more as we can Polish local brands which are sustainable, which have common values as we do. Because our archetype is a caregiver. We pay attention to the environmental issues. We would like to create a safe future for the next generations. That's why we need to focus on activities and how we are performing right now and how it affects our surrounding. That's why last year we had very significant for us collaboration with Yope and with as well a few Polish brands as She's Sunday and Many Mornings. Those brands are from fashion industry, but actually we produced a very limited collection with them just to show that they are available as well on such marketplace as Allegro. To boost their awareness around our audience. But in the same time, our main goal was to keep the same quality as it is always produced by themselves. And from our perspective, it was really a milestone in our approach to the marketing collaborations, because more and more recently, we see how significant local brands across Europe and especially in Poland are becoming. From my perspective, more and more Gen Z and millennials, especially generations, are paying attention to the local brands, which are produced, designed in Poland. And because we just appreciate a lot the efforts, the quality, and also the craftsmanship of our local from our local market. And here is the part of Yope when Martyna will introduce what Yope is about, actually.
So, hi, we're Yope. So I work for Yope, not as long as the company actually exists, but our tagline is naturally unusual. And this is the stuff that we not only are the brand that is natural when it comes to the ingredients and the formulas that we have, but as well the things that we do, especially marketing, is always unusual, naturally. So how it came to be? Basically, last year we've been celebrating 10 years on the market. So how it started and how it's going. Like sincerely from just two happy married couple with tiny kids that they just wanted to do something more for themselves, for their kids, and for the environment. Launched a brand that now is one of the top brands when it comes to the distribution. It is a market challenger. Of course, we are not a legacy giga brands such as L'Oreal or P&G brands. However, we are the ones challenging them that you can do both the products better, marketing you can do more creatively, and basically try to showcase that local brands can be very much boutique-wise designed, but as well very marketable when it comes to sales. So we've been enjoying steady growth of 10 years and with amazing results when it comes to the awareness, the sales, and the boosting business year on year. So how it came to be when it comes to the values that Teresa talked about. It was about the strong need. Obviously, this lovely couple, Karolina and Paweł, had an idea that they wanted to create something meaningful for themselves, but as well to leave a legacy not only for themselves, but the generations to come, and especially for their kids. And they really wanted them to be proud of them as parents, that they created something unusual. And of course, strong values that came with it, because 10 years ago, when you look in Poland, obviously we were and we will be still thinking about the environmental issues, the climate change, and how we can less and less impact that. But at the time in Poland, there were not many brands that would actually address that directly head on. So they found the niche in the market that would not only make the products natural, but make them beautiful, make them exciting, smell nice, be sexy, love the fact and the packaging that you have in your bathroom. So basically what they did, they established those values, and we do those without compromises. As we say it, naturally, because it comes to us extremely naturally that we build those values every single day, every step of the way. Either it's via marketing, either it's via sales, or, of course, the development of the new products and formulas. So when it comes to those values, and what are those? So basically, your brand has ingredients of natural origin in all of their products. It's minimum 95%. We don't ever go lower than that. We support sustainability. We have many liter types of products that some small stores, eco stores, can order for the refillment for their customers. We have products in the packagings that are bio-based. And as well, we support, when it comes to the mass market, the refillment packages. But also, we do ethically source our ingredients. So whenever there is a discussion if the mica comes from ethical sources, it does. We have the certified, it comes from, for example, Netherlands, rather than from the markets where we can have questionable sourcing of certain ingredients. And of course, we support communities, which comes from our DNA. So we do actually do quite a lot, and we support bees, we support cancer patients when it comes to the breast cancer, we support sexual education in Poland. So some of the products do have the percentage that goes to the certain foundations. As well, we do auctions when it comes to art, and we give the money away. So, but having those values, and that says quite a lot for a small brand, especially because obviously we need to have the money for that. So naturally, from the business perspective, it impacts our margin. It's not as profitable as you would imagine on the giga brands that basically cut the cost on every single level, and they don't engage as much, and they don't look at the details as much, and obviously and naturally the bottom line. So that sort of impacts naturally and unusually the way we do marketing. So unfortunately, due to technical reasons, there is no videos, but this is actually my doggo. So she's now a mascot of our brand. She plays a lot of roles in our marketing as well. So we do authentic in-house marketing. We don't employ any type of big creative agencies. We do everything in-house. We have creative people in-house. And we try to listen to our consumers, be in a two-way communications with them in a way that whatever we create is actually something that is very authentic, natural to them. It's not like an ad that comes from the top down or something. We really listen to them and the values that we have, and knowing the generation that they want to participate and they want to expect from the brands to give more is something that sort of we build on further on, and by the way, make the super creative materials. But at the same time, knowing everything else, we need to have the tools, and we now still have the tools that help us to navigate the digital landscape in a way that we can communicate to the consumers that either want to know the brand or would like to know the brand or are interested in this type of brands in general, not to exceed the costs. Because in the landscape of being a challenger, a small brand with a limited budget, it's always going to be a fight who has the more money. And we need to be smart, we need to navigate, we look at the €1 10 times if we decide to spend any type of money either for marketing or not. And in some of the cases we spend a little and get high impacts, so that because the way we do marketing. But on the other hand, we cannot fight with the giga brands, legacy brands that have 10, 20 times more marketing. So whenever we wouldn't have those digital tool sets that we can work on and smartly choose who we communicate with, then we are basically left behind and not being able to build any type of sustainable marketing. And no one would ever know about the brand, most probably. So, and of course, what we always do, being a very flexible brand and not having that much, red tape between us and the owners, obviously is to participate in those collaborations to build the business in more creative ways, such as collaborations, exactly what we did with Allegro. And I think that's because that's why Allegro chose us.
Yeah, to be honest, I am in a very privileged position. I am in a very privileged position because I am a team leader of the social media team, where I have a budget to distribute across all our digital marketing activities, and for me. It was obvious that it's a high time to choose to make a step toward collaborations with other brands, which also brings additional value, not only to our own company, but also to the users, to the customers, to bring their attention that Polish brands can also collaborate very effectively with each other, and to create a very good example how the collaboration could work. So the main thing which was the most important from me, it was the fact that we are having the common goal. Then we also focused a lot on entering on TikTok platform, where we would like to show the audience our brand from a little bit different perspective, how we are approaching in a new way, more direct way to our customers. And Yope was actually doing that because, as Martyna said, they are preparing the content by themselves. They are putting a lot of efforts, but also understand the audience and their needs. So they kind of communicate directly. This communication from between brand and customer changed actually, and there is no such distance anymore, especially on TikTok, when there is a little bit younger audience, and the younger audience, from my perspective, is also the difference in the ways of the communication. Actually, because Gen Z becomes more and more important segment, important generation when it comes to the stepping into the market. Their salaries are growing, they are spending more and more money, and they will shape the future behaviors of the customers. That's why we were aware of the fact that we also need to consider their values and to speak through their values, which are authenticity, sustainability, and transparency. This generation immediately knows when the brand is not honest with them. That's why every single step needs to be considered, needs to be done with the huge responsibility, because how we communicate, it means also if it can impact definitely on their shopping decisions, because they are not choosing the very first product from the front row on the shelf in the shopping in the store, but they are really paying attention to how the brand is communicating, how they are affecting environment, how they participate in the social relevant topics, if they, for example, support some or other organizations. So the advertising landscape is currently very difficult, especially for the local brands. We as an Allegro, as we have like very broad the audience knows us very well. The reach to the audience which we are targeting our ads is like almost everyone, because as I said, every second poll and every third poll and every second Polish company buys on Allegro actively. But in such brands as Yope, when they want to show their product to the very specific audience, because they know that they will speak through the values, then the smart optimization of the campaign is crucial. And this is how we did it together. Because the personalization here is the key. Is the key to show the advantages and to communicate in a very direct and transparent way.
So, what we actually did? Because what Teresa mentioned, the other part was obviously the condition that the brand that will be collaborating with them based on the content will be the brand that also organically by themselves have a store placed on Allegro, because it's not actually that obvious. Huge brands in most cases do it via intermediary agencies, so they were looking as well for the company that actually actively themselves work on the Allegro store and understands the infrastructure in a way from the back end, in a way that we can both create from the front end the content that will bring consumers and bring awareness about the Yope brand on Allegro in a specific channel such as TikTok, but as well that we could observe how the mechanics work on the other hand as well from the store perspective. So what we did, we within 4 weeks created 16 very differing from one another, different types of content that will be customized for certain cohorts and certain groups of consumers that we could both engage with and test basically what are the content when it comes to Allegro that would be working the best with the consumers and will be not irritating, will be engaging, will be considered authentic and something that it's added value rather than just something that's frankly annoying in most of the ads that we see online. So we ran it for 4 weeks. The target audience that we were working with is 18 plus towards 30. So the younger audiences, I would say older Gen Z and early, or I would say latest millennials, zillennials group, let's say. So what we've reached with this particular aspect is that we've reached 31 million views, approximately 35 million impressions, 5 million effective reach when it comes to this type of a campaign. Normally we would say, based on my campaigns that I run with Yope myself, it was around normally 3 million, so it's approximately 60% higher than the regular. We had astonishing amount of engagements when it comes to both saved videos, comments and likes, so over 50,000, and it's also double the size that we normally run when we get the ads on the campaigns. And obviously something that it's cool that we somehow made it happen, because it wasn't our objective at all, is that those ads throughout this runtime brought 10K plus followers. For those who advertise on TikTok, you can choose the goal for the people to actually visit your profile and like your profile. This wasn't actually the objective, but it was a sort of a byproduct, which showcases to us that the quality of the content that we created brought consumers to us even closer than we would actually expect. And this is something that shows whenever you create a tailor-made content that is actually based on interests and how the people communicate, the way the people communicate, you can get actually additional value from the campaigns than you wouldn't expect first. So that was the campaign, and obviously we've got videos and the content that was done, so perhaps offline when we have a break I can show it to you. However, for the sake of the time that we need to finish now, I'll just sum it up. So for us, these type of collaborations are the opportunity for us as local brands to reach potential customers and basically fuel the growth that we still have ahead of us. And obviously by that, as a consequence, and the summary of tiny businesses, and not sure how it's in all countries in Europe, but in Poland, the GDP 80% or even more is consisting of small and medium businesses. So basically we look at the bigger brands, what they do, what kind of trends and how they behave, but we forget that the actual bigger pile of GDP that is created, especially in Poland, and I assume that in most of the countries, is coming from the smaller and medium businesses. And allowing those businesses to grow builds not only the local economies, but as well the European economies as such. And this would be our point of view, because those type of collaborations, having the helping hand from the bigger local brand, is also showcasing that we show Allegro how we can create content that is relevant, and they can help us to get this content out to the further audiences. So I think that's sort of the marriage that we did last year, in collaboration as well from TikTok, that helped us to pinpoint and create exactly relevant content for their platform. We've managed to have this happen, and I hope for the better growth of Yope and Allegro in the future, and more of those type of collaborations.
Definitely, I think it was a great choice, and I think that it brought us both sides a lot of great experience, which we can build on and then develop next projects.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.